I woke up this morning thinking about the dream of this place, the big one. The one they wrote down with trembling hands and ink that bled through parchment and into history. A republic, a place where liberty lived in the lungs of its people, a land that for all its flaws and failures at least tried to speak the language of freedom out loud. And now I feel like I'm watching that dream wheeze out its last breath on the floor of the Capitol, while men in $1,000 suits step over the body and call it a win. This bill, this one big beautiful bill, it's not beautiful, it's a goddamn obituary. It is the final signal that we have become a nation governed not by the will of the people, but by the whims of oligarchs and the fevers of ideologues who do not believe in democracy, and they've stopped pretending to. They've sold your children's future and pawned your dignity to buy another yacht for a man who already has 5 and will never sell any of them. They've cut food aid while lifting salt deductions by $30,000. A handout for the coastal rich, a middle finger to every family clipping coupons just to survive. The child tax credit is gutted. Affordable health care is dismantled. Student loan relief has vanished. Labor protections are stripped like a copper wire in a hurricane. But hey, the Dow's up, right? How do you call yourself a republic when you take bread from a hungry child so a hedge fund can eat gold? How do you dare whisper the word democracy when you send your people to suffer while billionaires are handed the keys to the kingdom tax-free? Peter Thiel, Curtis Yarvin, Stephen Miller, these aren't the shadows behind the throne, they are the goddamn throne now. They do not believe in consent of the governed, they believe in rule by tech oligarchs, corporate kings, and clever little fascists with soft hands and god complexes. They don't think democracy is inefficient, they think it's a mistake. And they'll say it to your face if you let them. They may spin it as order or as efficiency or long-term vision, but strip away the branding and it's authoritarian rot wrapped in libertarian perfume. We are governed not by leaders, but by cowards. And I don't mean the tired, overused word we throw at politicians who fail to act. I mean small, scared little boys in tailored suits who were never hugged and now take it out on you. They are weak men with strong microphones. They are thugs with soft spines and misplaced daddy issues. They do not think, they receive. Each and every morning they are spoon-fed their outrage and regurgitate it to a crowd that no longer asks why, only who do we blame? And they tell them who to blame: teachers, journalists, poor people, immigrants, the sick, the truth. And meanwhile, this bill gives legal cover to outsourcing of justice itself. Hidden in the shadows of it are the mechanisms to send American citizens to jails beyond the reach of constitutional oversight. Offshore prisons for when your dissent gets too loud or your protest gets too visible. And they'll tell you it's only for violent crimes, but once you crest that hill, the descent into tyranny is steep and it is fast. Suddenly, be careful what you say becomes survival advice. And watch out starts sounding like prophecy. No citizen of the United States should ever fear speaking out against their government, but here we are. And do you feel free today? Do you feel secure in your blessings of liberty? Do you feel like every American, black, white, immigrant, old, queer, struggling, feels the pursuit of happiness is a real and reachable thing? Are you happy? Because the government just raised the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, and that's not to fix roads, that's not to heal the sick, not to feed the hungry or educate the poor, but to make the rich richer. Money they won't spend in 100 lifetimes. Money that will never flow back down no matter how many times they lie to you and call it rain. And if you ask why, they will not give you a reason. They will just give you a target. And so here we are. This is not fiscal policy. It is economic violence. It is looting disguised as law. A $5 trillion debt increase to enrich the elite while clawing back the last scraps of dignity from working families is not policy, but it is proof that they believe you are too stupid to notice, too tired to fight, and too afraid to scream. It's an absurdity so grotesque and so naked in its cruelty that it should offend every nerve ending you have. It is a slap across the face of reason. And here we are, the richest country in human history, and they are telling us we cannot afford food for our children while padding yachts and private jets with your future. We are told there is no money for universal health care, but there's always money to bomb another village. There's no funds for schools, but blank checks for war machines and billionaire bailouts. They have passed a bill that helps no one you know, that feeds no one you love, that lifts no one but the already floating. And maybe the great Southern poet Weezer Boudreaux said it best: eat shit and die. because that's all they're offering you now, cold and on a plate with a smile. And you're supposed to say thank you. I don't know what country we are anymore, but I do know what we were capable of, and I weep for it today. Defiance till death.